CBS.
Just ahead on 6 News Weekend, more payouts to depositors are ready to be mailed, and we'll tell you who's getting what. And pro-choice activists speak out against the gag rule on abortion, while the Patriots' hopes for another win die on the 5-yard line. Stay where you are. 6 News Weekend is next.
Where were you on December 7th, 1941? How did you learn about the event that changed the course of history? Share your stories. Become involved in an upcoming 6 News special about that fateful day. Drop us a note with your personal remembrances. Include your name and phone number and write to this address.
I'm Pamela Watts. Monday on 6 Live at 5. What is Regis Philbin really like? The king of morning TV talk show comes to Providence. Regis starts off our mornings with a laugh, but he's more than just a TV personality. Meet the man behind the wisecracks. Monday on 6 Live at 5.
When he was coming down the stairs, a hand appeared out from between the woodwork.
Do you believe in ghosts? In a Halloween week special report, Tara Granahan takes you inside some of this area's haunted houses. Tuesday on 6 News at 6.
You're watching WLNE 6. Now, live from the newsroom. This is 6 News at 11 with Paul Moniz.
Governor Sondland tells depositors the checks are in the mail. Good evening, I'm Tara Granahan. Paul Moniz has the night off. Depositors with money in 4 institutions will be getting some of their savings as early as tomorrow. More than $58 million will be paid out Monday to people with money in Rhode Island Central Credit Union, and Banner Loan and Investment. And on Tuesday, Marquette depositors will be getting checks if a judge rules on whether or not DEPCO is constitutional. The payouts will be either 10% of savings up to $100,000 or the amount of money paid under the original DEPCO plan. Now, tomorrow is also the day of RISDIC hearings start up again. And in this latest round, the Commission will try to pinpoint the source of RISDIC's collapse. The first stage of the investigation centered on those alleged to have insider information about RISDIC's demise. Now, this time, the focus will be RISDIC employees and the way they handled Heritage Loan and Investment.
Well, I think this is going to be focused in very specifically on Heritage and what went wrong. And it's going to name names, and you're going to hear chapter and verse.
Scheduled to appear before the Commission tomorrow are Susan Hayes, the Superintendent of Banking at DBR, and Ken Proto, the Supervisor of Examiners at RISDIC. Now again, the second round of hearings begin tomorrow afternoon. 6 News will have the most extensive coverage of those hearings. We'll have live reports at 6, and at 11, we'll preempt our regular newscast and bring you the RISDIC Review, devoted to highlights of those hearings. So if you can't watch the hearings yourself, we'll watch them for you and have a complete wrap-up at 11. Meanwhile, Rhode Island's First Lady, Marjorie Sondland, faces more tests tomorrow morning. Mrs. Sondland remains in guarded condition at Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester, New York, after being hit by a car in her hometown of Geneva on Tuesday. Now, neurologists will determine if the governor's wife will be able to have surgery on broken bones in both legs. Doctors need to be sure she can withstand the anesthetic before they can operate. A hospital spokesman says Mrs. Sondland is also being treated for a slight temperature. Pro-choice advocates gathered at the State House today to rally against the so-called gag rule. The law would block counselors at federally funded health agencies from telling women how to get abortions. And as Lisa Healy reports, a decision on that measure is approaching fast.
Pro-choice advocates say the so-called gag rule strips away basic human rights.
I am violated by the injustice of gagging medical experts when treating poor and pregnant women.
The rule is already law. So far, state injunctions have prevented it from taking effect, and observers expect Congress will pass a bill reversing the ruling. But President Bush will likely veto the measure. According to Senator Claiborne Pell, who opposes the gag rule, Bush is caught in the middle.
It is an election year, and for that reason he's under pressure from both sides, because you must realize that there are many people across our country who don't agree with, I don't know about your view, but don't agree with me on this.
Yet pro-life advocates believe the president will stand firm.
The government does not want to be in the baby-killing business, and we've got to repeat to the American public, abortion is the killing of a human being.
Even if the so-called gag rule is enforced, pro-choice advocates are already exploring ways around it. Governor Sondland has said he'll try to find state monies to support Rhode Island's health agencies, allowing them to turn down federal funds and continue to tell women about all their options. Lisa Healy, 6 News, Providence.
Now, the president is expected to decide on that bill by the end of the month. Better safe than sorry. That's the lesson learned tonight after Central Falls officials thought they had a tragedy on their hands. Security cameras outside the Hasbro toy company spotted 2 kids on top of a tanker car. That car was filled with plastic pellets that are melted down to make toys. So officials decided to empty the tank by pumping out all of its contents. And fortunately, the boys were not inside. Police believe they ran away. Well, turning to world and national news tonight, today's birthday wishes for U.S. hostage Terry Anderson came with the hope for a quick return home. Messages from family and friends aired on Beirut television in hopes that Anderson has access to the media. One message was from his 6-year-old daughter, who has never met her father. Anderson was kidnapped 6 years ago by the Islamic Jihad. And terrorism was the focus today as security preparations for this week's Mideast Peace Conference got underway. Authorities are concerned about possible attacks by Palestinian or rebel separatist groups. About 10,000 delegates and journalists are expected to attend those talks. The U.S. and the Soviet Union will open the conference, set to begin on Wednesday. Well, it looks like it's cooling down a bit, and we'll check out Steve Cascione's forecast. And later, making what can sometimes be impossible dreams come true. Stay with us.
Tired of playing TV roulette with 54 channels and nothing to watch? Then make the switch to Major Video for all the latest hits, all the greatest stars, and get them while they're hot.
Everyone's a winner with Major Video's Super Bonus Card. Get free movies and win great prizes of VCRs and more. 3 local customers will win round-trip tickets for 2 to anywhere Delta flies in the continental USA. Delta flies from Providence to over 192 cities worldwide.
It's a Super Video store. Major Video.
It's Gentleman's Warehouse 2 for Suit Sale. If you still haven't found us, find us now and find a huge selection of fall and year-round styles and fabrics. Then get 2 quality suits for $189. Hit the road now because this sale won't last long. Don't get left behind or you'll miss Gentleman's Warehouse 2 for Suit Sale. Stop and think, where else can you get 2 fine suits for under $200? 2 suits, $189. But don't think too long. Gentleman's Warehouse 2 for Suit Sale ends soon.
There are many benefits of leasing, but what happens when your lease is over? Well, with a Ford Credit Red Carpet lease, you can simply return the car or truck to your dealer once your lease is up. But you could also have the option to buy. That means after your lease is up, you'll have the opportunity to buy a used car from the one person you can really trust, yourself.
Now get a 24-month lease on this newly designed F-150 for just $299 a month. See your Ford dealer and get a new way to get a new truck.
Handicapped children have no place to play, and it's a sad thought, but in Rhode Island, it's the truth. But there's one man who's decided to change all that, and with the help of a lot of volunteers, he's about to see an impossible dream come true.
Coming through where the chains are, you'll notice it. That's for the children going through wheelchairs. They can grab that and pull themselves right through.
Overcoming obstacles is a way of life for the kids that will soon be able to play here. John Florio heads the all-volunteer group, The Impossible Dream, that's making the first privately funded, handicapped accessible playground, and a place where chronically ill children can feel at home.
They're aluminum platforms that you tie your wheels onto and you lock them in, and you swing wheelchair and all. That way the parents don't have to keep lifting these kids in and out all day long, you know.
So they can actually ride the swing in their chair?
Right in their wheelchair, yeah. There'll be 4 of them here, and in between each one we'll have a regular swing so their brothers or sisters can play with them. In other words, we're trying not to segregate. That's the whole idea of it.
And while there's still a ways to go, Florio is proud of the progress so far, including what will be a 9-hole miniature golf course.
And that will be 3 handicap holes. The children can play in their wheelchairs. We will be putting suction cups on the putters so they can just tip them upside down and retrieve the ball out of the hole and just keep playing.
But Florio is not alone. This group of ACI inmates has been working up a sweat on Sundays, pitching in.
And they want to come back and keep coming back until we're finished. They really enjoy doing what they're doing for the cause and everything else there.
Hey, partner.
responsible for some of this?
A little bit. He's responsible.
And yes, that's the Paz man behind the shades. The boxing champ is humble when it comes to taking credit for his role. But Florio says Vinny came through in the clutch when the organization ran dry and a major amount of its funds were stuck in a closed institution. Vinny pitched in the final $5,000 to finish off the recreation hall.
They're doing things for the kids, and the kids is what it's all about. I mean, you know, you can't put a price tag on seeing a young kid with a chronically ill disease smile and make them happy and make their day.
The Impossible Dream Playground will be completed by the spring, and John Florio stresses that it will be open free of charge to all kids. Turning to some sad news, a major tourist attraction turned deadly yesterday. One of Christo's umbrellas, an avant-garde display in Southern California, was hurled into the air by 65-mile-an-hour winds. The 485-pound umbrella crushed a 33-year-old woman against a boulder and injured several others. Christo, a Bulgarian-born artist, ordered the 1,300 umbrellas in both California and Japan closed today out of respect for the victims. Meantime, heavy rains in North Texas are forcing authorities to shut down roads and highways. There are reports that 2 people have been drowned in the flooding. Police report heavy flooding in some urban areas with waters reaching up to a foot. Well, luckily, the weather here is nowhere near that violent. Checking out the current statistics for you tonight. It's 64 degrees and partly cloudy outside. The barometric pressure is holding steady at 30.05, and the dew point is 48.3. Checking out the satellite loop, Grace is now a hurricane, and she's moving toward the northwest away from Bermuda. Now, experts expect the hurricane to turn north and then northeast within the next 24 hours. That means she should stay over the open Atlantic and away from the East Coast. Tim Kelly will have the latest information on Hurricane Grace in the morning. Now let's take a look at Steve Cascione's forecast. Tonight looks cloudy with a chance of showers, temperatures 50 to 55 degrees. Tomorrow becoming mostly sunny, windy and much cooler in the 50s. The marine forecast calls for north to northeast winds 15 to 30 knots. Visibility looks good and seas are about 4 to 8 feet. Tomorrow night it looks like clear skies, windy and colder, low near 30 to 35 degrees. And taking a look at Steve's extended forecast, Tuesday looks a bit more fallish, sunny, windy and chilly, 50 to 55 degrees. Wednesday, sunny, more pleasant, high near 60. And Thursday, sunny and mild, high temperature near 66. Well, some Florida residents will be living on Easy Street from now on. 6 people have won the state's second largest lottery jackpot, worth about $88 million. Winners are asked to get unlisted phone numbers and see a financial consultant to advise them on what to do with their new fortunes of over $14 million each. Well, up next, we'll show you how a few of Santa's little helpers rode into town. Stay with us.
You know what I like best about going on vacation? Eating out. So on this vacation, I'm dining my way from San Juan to St. Thomas, from Guadalupe to Caracas, from Cozumel to Grand Cayman. It's all included in the price. But what I really like about this vacation is that my favorite restaurant goes everywhere I go. Take a 3, 4, or 7-day fun ship vacation on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
I'm Paula Zahn.
And I'm Harry Smith. A message to female couch potatoes.
Plus Carol Burnett, Monday on CBS This Morning.
It's breakfast for your head.
Then, what's the liveliest hour on television?
Something that I'd really like to know.
People magazine calls Regis and Kathy Lee daytime's hottest hosts. Don't miss the next Live.
Tomorrow morning on WLNE-6, The Look of New England.
I mean, what was I supposed to say? Can I test drive the red one?
If you've never talked to a Mercedes dealer, you've probably got a lot of questions.
And anyway, I didn't have time to get over there.
So I said, I'll bring it over, the red 190, right to your office.
Yeah, well.
But the question that's the hardest to ask,
I mean,
it's often the easiest to answer.
Could I afford it?
Bottom line, the new 190 is $29,850.
That's it? This red one?
Yep. And answering your questions, that's free.
Well, it was sort of like Easy Rider meets Santa Claus in Fall River today. But instead of reindeer, it was a gang of motorcycles delivering toys to St. Vincent de Paul's Church. The toys were a gift from the New England Motorcycle Club. The presents will be given to needy children in our area.
It was a year ago, and it was such a success last year. It's you know, with the budget cuts and everything else, it's absolutely fantastic.
Another interesting note, the bikers paid for those Christmas toys out of their own pockets. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight, and have a great week. And thanks for staying up with us. Now we send it over to Ken and Jean in the sports locker, and still buzzing over there?
Well, I'll tell you what, this